Yeah, I'm mentioning Langadan before you want to show.
Terrible price. Horrible favourite.
And this is where you are going to see some more fancy prices. 40 to 1 in the Martin Pipe from Jack. Yes, welcome along to the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for our 5th upload of the week, our handicap fancies for the Cheltenham Festival 2025. Thanks so much for all the support on the first 4-day previews. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, get us to 2,500 subscribers before the end of the festival. This is the show where Jack and I are just going to give a few of our best handicap picks for the week, and this is where you are going to see some more fancy prices from our selection. Jack, we enjoy getting stuck into a lot of these really competitive handicaps at the festival.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got a few fancies, but I would say to keep an eye on our socials as well, because then we'll have a better idea of ground. We can really get stuck into them a little bit more, get an idea of the pace of the race as well on the map, and go from there. But we've got a few to fire your way, and hopefully we'll have a few more as well close to the time.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's free from myself and free from Jack for the festival for now. And I'll kick things off, Jack, and mine comes in the 240 on the Wednesday, the Coral Cup. And I'm going to go with the top weight in here, actually. Maxim officially rated 153. But I was really impressed by this horse's win at Navan last time. And it's not something I often look at, Jack, but this horse has an exceptional record in big field handicaps. Does really well, really good form figures in big field handicaps. And he ran to an RPR of 149 last time. And if you look back at the last 5 years and the horses that won the Coral Cup, Langadan in the last 2 years, yeah, I'm mentioning Langadan before you want to show, which is a rare thing to do, but he ran to 147 and 148 in his 2 wins in the race. Commander of Fleet ran to 157. Heaven Help Us the year before that ran to 148. And Dame de Compagnie ran to 147. So if he can perform to that level again and run to a similar mark, he's definitely going to be there. I think 25 to 1 is far, far too big. He is a horse that likes to string a few wins together as well. And like I say, he won on his last start, beating a decent field, to be fair. Some good horses in that race. He's 8 years of age currently, but the former Navan is very, very strong. I think 25 to 1 is a little bit overpriced. He's the best horse in the race on ratings, and I think he'll take some beating in the Coral Cup. So Maxim at 25 to 1 will be my first selection. Jack, on to you.
Very nice. I'm going to go early with one of my anti-post selections on the series. He's shortened up a little bit now. Absurd's 8 to 1 non-runner, no bet for the county. I think that's still a good bet, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure if he is going to go there, but look, he hacked up last year. He's £6 higher. He's a quality horse. Look, no other horse in the county field would have finished 5th in a Melbourne Cup like he did in November and won a listed race at Chester. He's clearly very classy. He can go on all ground. Paul Townend will probably be on him, and I think if he goes, he will take all the beating in the county.
There we go. One for the county from Jack then. My next selection comes in the 2 o'clock on the Thursday, the Jack Richards Novices Limited Handicap Chase. And it's going to be Caldwell Potter for Paul Nicholls. I did have a little look, and I did like the look of Westport Cove a few weeks back, but not 100% sure if that horse is going to go here. But I thought Caldwell Potter could potentially be really well handicapped off a mark of 146. Now, he's been running some decent races. Like his last 2 starts back, he was behind Django Bay and Springwell Bay here. And obviously Django Bay's been hyped up, well hyped up for the Arkle potentially to finish behind Madgeborough and maybe even beat Madgeborough. And Springwell Bay was also in that race, who's well back for a lot of the handicaps at the festival. And then we're second to Gidley Park at Windsor. Nothing wrong with that at all. Unfortunately, we don't see Gidley Park turning up at Cheltenham due to a setback, but he's dropped down to a mark of 146. And I know Springwell Bay was 6 lengths ahead of him at Cheltenham 2 starts back, but giving away £3 that time. He now has to give away £8 to Caldwell Potter, Springwell Bay if running here. And Nicholls' horses, it's again a bit like what I said with Big Westerner yesterday in our previews. The fact that Caldwell Potter was running these races when Nicholls was out of form. He's now hit a bit of form, Nicholls, so there could still be a little bit more improvement in the horse. And he came from Gordon Elliott, remember, Caldwell Potter. It's his first season for Paul Nicholls, and he's a Grade 1 hurdle winner. So you've got to take that into consideration. I think he's a top quality horse. I think he's going to take a step forward, and he's dropped down to a decent mark of 146. So I know it's not Aintree, but I'm going to side with a Nicholls runner, and 16 to 1 on Caldwell Potter will be my second selection. Jack, on to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Martin Pipe for my second selection. And It is for the same connections of Lang and Dan. And Sam, Nurse Susan's been off for 14 months, and quite frankly, it absolutely stinks. She's off a mark of 133. Yes, she's probably had problems in those 14 months. She's 4 from 6 over hurdle. She was beaten, what was it, 2.5 lengths by Love Envoi at Lingfield. She was fourth in the Mayor's Novices hurdle. Didn't work over fences. They popped her back over hurdle. She's won over the course and distance, and then won again over 3 miles on soft ground. I think she's very, very unexposed. She's definitely better than a mark of 133. And we know these connections are all too happy with Dan Skelton taking his time with a horse or two for a handicap. So she's off 133. She's 40-1 non-runner, no bet. They also have entered her for the Mayor's hurdle. So she's clearly highly thought of, and I think it absolutely stinks. So Nurse Susan at 40-1 in the Martin Pipe will be my second selection.
40-1 in the Martin Pipe from Jack. Is there any opinion, Jack, on the favourite in the race in that Martin Pipe?
Oh, don't start about Woody. Don't start. Don't start. Terrible, terrible price. Horrible favourite. Wants good ground. Easy lead last start. Won't get it again. Okay, let's move on.
Oh, wow. Okay, taking the favourite with a 40-1 shot in Nurse Susan for Jack then. And my final selection I have been putting up, and I put up on the Anti-Post series last week, and I'm giving it a quick mention again. It comes in the Glenn Farkless cross-country race, obviously this being a handicap now. 320 on the Wednesday, and it's taken a little bit of a drift in the market, but 25-1 on Chemical Energy will be for the bet for me. If it comes up good ground, this horse is certainly going to be suited to it. He was fourth to Vanilla on match weights a month or so back, and every time he's run over these cross-country fences, he just looked better and better. And I've mentioned again last week that Gordon Elliott has such a good record with these cross-country horses. We know all about the likes of Delta Work and Tiger Roll in these races, but Chemical Energy, he will just enjoy the good ground. I'm hoping it does come up that way. If it does come up soft, I'd be cashing out if I could. But yeah, good ground. Chemical Energy 25-1 in the cross country on the Wednesday. Jack, one more handicap selection from yourself.
One more for me. I'm going to go to the Coral Cup. JP McManus and Nicky Henderson. It's Imposed Twice. He's been well backed recently, actually, which is a bit of a shame. He's only 12-1 for the race, but I think rightly so. He's 12-1. He's been lightly campaigned. His win at Newbury. He's only had the one run this season. He won at Newbury, beating Guard the Moon over 2.5 miles. Did it pretty easily. I just really like the way how he picked up and how strong he travels as well. He looks like a horse who's going to thrive over the trip in the Coral Cup. He won by a length and a quarter that day. The time was good. It was the same day as the New Line ran over the same distance, and the time worked out pretty favourably compared to that. The form hasn't worked out all that well since, but I just really like the way he's been campaigned. He's very lightly raced, and there's definitely a lot of upside to him. So Imposed Trois at 12-1 will be my Coral Cup fancy.
Yeah, and was it last season with Imposed Trois was just behind Lucia, who ended up finishing third in a champion hurdle that season. So yeah, look, Imposed Trois definitely a horse there and being well supported. So being a little bit found in the market, but 12-1 the Coral Cup for Jack. So there we go. 3 handicap selections for now each. Jack's mentioned at the start of the show that you should keep an eye on our socials, just because we will have other selections potentially on the day and closer to the time. And we will have little YouTube shorts as well out each day with a couple of bets potentially. So do look out on our YouTube channel the night before for a couple of selections for some of the racing. Let us know down in the comments who your handicap fancies are for the week itself. Any, as many as you want. Let us know who you do like, and we'll read some of the comments and reply to some of them down below. But yeah, we'll be back once again tomorrow 6 p.m. We've got our top 5 bets video. We know you absolutely love this video. We rank our top 5 best, 5 down to 1. And hopefully Jack and I can land plenty of winners from that show. So again, do join us tomorrow night at 6 p.m.